Well, when we saw Johnny Cueto back in April and May, he really challenged batters on a regular basis, very similar to what we saw from the right-hander, the young right-hander from the San Diego Padres last night in Matt Latos. He took that fastball and he decided, okay, I'm going to pitch down in the zone. I'm coming at you. I'm throwing strikes. I'm not walking anybody. And it really was a phenomenal game plan for him because he got ahead in the count with the fastball. If he did happen to fall in behind in the count every once in a while, he used the breaking ball at 2-1 or 2-0. And I mean, he was pitching like a power pitcher. For some reason, over the last month and a half, 2 months, he's been trying to throw this little two-seamer, and you know, just looks like he's kind of really dancing around the strike zone.
Today's first pitch brought to you by Belterra Casino Resort and Spa, where the ultimate tribute to the King performs live August 14th and 15th. For tickets, visit BelterraCasino.com. We always remind you, if you're driving around in your car, please remember to buckle up. Brought to you by the Ohio Department of Public Safety. What's holding you back? Partly cloudy, mostly cloudy skies for this afternoon tilt between the Reds and the Padres. Everett Cabrera digging in. First pitch fastball from Johnny Cueto is a strike on the outside corner. This game on Thursday, July the 30th, 2009 is underway. Cueto right back at it, and it swung on and fouled out of play off to the third base side. No balls and 2 strikes. What a series it has been for Everett Cabrera, the rookie shortstop. He had a home run and a triple in a series opener. Cabrera came back in game 2, had 3 hits. He had 2 more hits, an RBI and a walk last night, but he has gone swinging on 3 pitches to lead off the ball game today. 1 gone. Well, Reds fans, you've probably seen that great-looking Toyota Tundra out in left center field at Great American Ballpark. If a Reds player hits that Tundra sign or the one in right center, Robert Crawford of Cincinnati will win that Toyota Tundra. Register for your chance to win during an upcoming game at your Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Toyota dealers. Ball 1 outside to Luis Rodriguez, the left-handed batting second baseman. Ball 1. Just underway, and great to have you with us on this Thursday afternoon. Leading up to a big weekend here at Great American Ballpark. The Colorado Rockies roll into town tomorrow. Fireworks after the game tomorrow night. Big giveaway night on Saturday, and Sunday is Faith Day. So very much looking forward to having you come on down. 2-0 on Rodriguez. And the pitch on the way is a fastball strike. As we suspected, Colorado and New York, they were rained out last night. It's Colorado's only trip to the Big Apple this year, so they are playing a doubleheader today. 2-1 to Rodriguez is strike 2, a fastball at 92 miles per hour on the outside corner. Of course, tomorrow is a big night for the city of Hamilton here at the ballpark. Tell you about that here in just a second. Here's a 2-2 on Luis Rodriguez, a swing and a foul ball back. Tomorrow night, Mayor Don Ryan will present the keys to the city of Hamilton to Colorado Rockies manager Jim Tracy and tomorrow night starting pitcher Aaron Cook. Tracy graduated from Hamilton Baden High School. Aaron Cook went to Hamilton High. There's a fastball up and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes, and again it just mirrors what has gone on in Cincinnati forever. The great tradition of baseball and producing major league players, coaches, managers. That area up around Jim Tracy's from is the same area where Walter Alston grew up, the legendary manager of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Slider inside is ball 4 to Rodriguez, and he draws a 1-out walk.
That was an awfully good pitch right there. And you can see the youngster Tatum talking to the home plate umpire. And it's kind of hard when you're a rookie to ever even ask about a pitch, whether it's a ball or a strike. But you can see Tatum hold it there for a long time, and that umpire behind home plate, he's the crew chief, Jerry Crawford.
Crawford at first, Phil Cuzzy at first base, Crawford behind the plate. Tom Hallion at second, and Scott Berry, the umpire, at third. Ball 1 to Adrian Gonzalez. He has done major damage in this series. Gonzalez, a home run in the third inning 2 nights ago. Hit a 2-run home run in the first inning here last night after hitting a home run in the opening game of this series. And this one is ripped down the right field line. It'll go all the way to the wall. Rodriguez on his way to third. They are going to hold him there on a first inning double by Adrian Gonzalez. And here come the Padres yet again in the opening inning.
Tell you what, you don't really understand how good Adrian Gonzalez is until you see him outside of Petco Park. I mean, this guy is a hammer.
Well, we've talked about it on TV the last couple of nights. Adrian Gonzalez is 2 home runs away from what would be his 3rd straight season of 30 or more home runs, and he's playing in by far the biggest ballpark in all of Major League Baseball, the toughest to hit home runs in. And that unquestionably, if he played practically anywhere else in Major League Baseball, he'd be hitting 45, perhaps even 50 home runs a season. In his career, he's hit 61 home runs on the road, 33 home runs at Petco Park. Now Kevin Kuzminoff, ground ball foul wide of third. He's down, strike 1. Here's another guy that is just worn out Reds pitching in his very young career. Kevin Kuzminoff, a .248 hitter overall this season. He has 14 home runs, 56 runs batted in, runners at second and third, 1 out. And the pitch is dropped by the catcher. It looked like it might have been called a strike. If he caught it, did it hit his bat?
Fouled it off.
Okay, got his bat. So it's 0-2.
It's kind of one of those check swings where he started to swing and the bottom of the bat kind of just dropped right down in front of the catcher and just barely even tipped the baseball.
Kuzminoff, 10 hits and 23 at bats against the Reds this season. That's a .435 average. He is a .414 batter against Reds pitching in his career. Fastball up and away, 1-2. All season long, Western and Southern Financial Group wants to strike out cancer. All season long, every time a Reds pitcher strikes out an opposing batter, Western and Southern will make a donation to the Barrett Cancer Center. As Western and Southern says, when it comes to fighting cancer, we're all in this one together. The Reds have been thoroughly dominated in the first inning the entire season. They have the worst run differential among all teams in Major League Baseball in the first inning. There's a slider in the dirt. Everybody stays put. The opponents have scored 89 runs against Reds pitching in the first inning. The Reds have scored 55. That's a -34 spread. And in no other inning this season, one other inning after last night, have the Reds allowed more than 59 runs in an inning. But 89 in the first. 2-2 the count with Rodriguez at third, Gonzalez at second, 1 out. Kuzminoff, a right-handed batter. Cueto delivers, and a fly ball into right field. Gomes will make the catch. Tagging and scoring is Rodriguez, and the Padres have scored in the first inning again. 3rd straight game they've scored in the first inning in this series, and it's 1-0.
And you see that pitching sequence there, Tom. You start with 2 breaking balls to Kuzminoff. He fouls them both off, and he never gets a fastball anywhere near the plate for a strike. If he'd have gone in with a fastball after being ahead for a strike, he would have struck him out.
First pitch to Chase Headley is in the air to left center field. Jerry Hairston Jr. will make the catch, and that'll end the inning. But a run, a hit, a man left after a half inning. San Diego won. The Reds coming to bat. Reds coming to bat against Tim Stoffer, making his fourth start, but for all intents and purposes, as Cowboy brought up a little while ago, it's really just his third start of the year because his last one was cut short, 1 inning at Washington because of rain. But I tell you, his numbers are very impressive. 14 innings, has allowed 10 hits. He has struck out 12 and walked only 3.
Well, he's been up and down in the big leagues since the year 2007. Just really hasn't had a time where he's stuck in the big leagues at any point or period. He's pitched out of the pen. He started. He's done just about everything.
27-year-old right-hander set to face Jerry Hairston Jr., a late addition in center field to the Reds lineup. Hairston originally was in the lineup playing shortstop today, but Willie Taveras bothered by a sore left wrist. So Taveras was taken out of the lineup. Hairston went to center, and Alex Gonzalez is in there to play short. He'll bat second in the inning. Low and away, 2 balls and no strikes.
And there was a point in time where Hairston would start for this ball club, and it seemed like every time he was in that #1 spot, they seemed to put a win on the board.
I mean, he's practically vanished from playing with any regularity at all since Johnny Gomes caught fire offensively, and Alex Gonzalez came back off the disabled list on the last road trip. Here's a 2-1 to Jerry Hairston Jr. He had the only hit in the game last night for the Reds. Fouled off out of play first base side, accounting for their lone run when he hit a solo home run, his 8th of the year, his first since May the 30th in the 4th inning against Matt Latos. All else very quiet with the Reds on offense in that game last night. 2-2 to Hairston, and Stoffer to the plate. Fouled out of play again on a fastball up in the zone.
You look at the plate appearances or the at-bats by Jerry Hairston Jr. He is 3rd on the ball club behind Phillips and Willie Taveras at 302, and not a full-time player. He filled in at 3rd, he filled in at short, and played in the outfield.
Again, a 2-2 to Hairston, and a breaking ball is popped up foul ground and out of play over the Reds dugout. UDF's Vanilla Orange is back, Cowboy, for a limited time. Refreshing UDF Orange Sherbet and UDF Vanilla all in the same scoop. And if you thought it couldn't get any better, hold on to your cones, because right now you get your second dip for free. It's the sure best deal around, and only at UDF, Dairy Fresh, Dairy Fun, United Dairy Farmers. You went back to the well again the other night. A 7-dip combination. That one grounded foul by Jerry Hairston Jr. Only this time you mixed it up a little bit.
I did. I went with cookies and cream on the 3 down. The caramel swirl 3 in the middle, and topped it off with 1 more scoop of the cookies and cream. Dropped it like a hot rock.
2-2 again. In the air, right field. Backing up on it, Kyle Blanks at the track. He'll reach up and make the play for out #1. Now, do you think you go back to the well again tonight and make it 14 dips in 2 nights?
Well, that could be a very high possibility, seeing as this is a day game and my wife is coming in, and I know she likes ice cream and she does like UDF. So the possibility is there. I've got an off day tomorrow. By the time you see me again, I could probably have 21 scoops in my belly.
Mercy. So 7 tonight and 7 more tomorrow night. 21 scoops in 3 days.
It'd be 14 tomorrow.
Yeah, but I'm saying
7.
If you go 7 last or 2 nights ago, right?
What I was saying is 7 tonight, 14 tomorrow. 1 in the afternoon, 1 at midnight.
Oh, mercy.
Before I go to sleep.
Breaking ball low and away.
That helps me sleep good.
Well, but I want to make sure I get this right. 1-1 to Alex Gonzalez, because I want to make sure the record is very, very clear here. You mean to tell me 1-1 pitch on the way, there's a fastball strike, that you could do a 7-dip stop in the afternoon and then come back that same night and go to the well 7 scoops again? There's a swing and a miss by Gonzalez. There are 2 away in the inning.
Yeah, but it's at midnight, so realistically, it could be like 12:01. That could be like the next day.
But 14 scoops in less than, say, 10, 12 hours.
Yeah. I like it. What I'm trying to figure out is if you said they give away a free second scoop, what about 7?
There's a breaking ball low and into Joey Votto, ball 1. Hey, look. The good folks at UDF will back up what they offer. And I can promise you, you'll be dialed in. Votto lines it hard into left field, but it's caught by Headley in a 1-2-3 first inning for Stoffel. We go to the second. Padres lead 1-0. From the Dayton Daily News, been covering the Reds for 37 years. Mr. Hal McCoy, how are you, young man?
I'm doing fine. We're going to beat
Tommy
this
Bahama
rain or
shirt
not.
going today. You're looking good.
Hanging in there.
Look like you ought to be riding and covering the Padres. There's a swing and a foul ball.
Now that wouldn't be a bad gig.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
I think that's one place that earlier in my career I would have gladly gone to.
Of course, our old buddy Tim Sullivan's been out there
he did
for
it.
a while now. There's a broken bat flare into left field, a base hit by Kyle Blanks. And he is aboard to begin the San Diego second inning. I don't think there's any debate about it. How last night was the most upset, angry. You use other words. You're much better at that than I am to describe Dusty Baker after the ball game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, when a manager uses embarrassed and shame, you know he's upset, and he was. And the fact that he didn't want to talk a whole lot about it either, that says a lot, because Dusty's usually a guy who'll talk about anything and at length, but he didn't have a whole lot to say about that one, and well, he should not have.
Ball one away to Will Venable. You know,
probably
Ozzie Guillen said to me about 4 weeks ago, he said, you know, if I've learned nothing in baseball, I've learned one thing for sure, is it swung on and fouled out of play. He said only teams that are bad have a lot of team meetings. Good teams don't ever need team meetings. Are the Reds bordering on the brink of, you know, Dusty closing the door and really letting guys have it? Or at this point, does that serve any real purpose?
Well, number one, Dusty said just the other day in Chicago, as a matter of fact, that he had had more team meetings this year than at any time in his career. And he said the same thing. He said that means usually that your team is not very good. And then he really quickly prefaced with, I'm not saying this team isn't very good, but he also said he's had a whole lot of team meetings.
There's a bouncing ball up the middle, a diving attempt by Phillips. It's off his glove and into center field. And going first to third is Blanks. on the base hit by Will Venable. So here come the Padres yet again. They're on the corners with nobody out.
And I haven't seen that, but you know, there are times when the media is not permitted in the clubhouse when Dusty could close and lock the doors and do it. But I haven't had any of the players say anything to me about Dusty really airing them out. And you made a very good point. Maybe earlier in the season, before all the injuries, that might have been apropos. But you know, right now, you're looking mostly at a AAA team down there. I mean, his hands are tied as far as what he can do with all the injuries.
Runners on the corners for Henry Blanco, and a fastball is up and in. Ball 1 to Blanco, the number 8 hole hitter, a .212 batter with 4 home runs and 10 knocked in. The pitcher due up next, so Cueto needs this out. And at the same time, would love to keep that runner at third before the pitcher comes up here in the second inning. 1-0 to Blanco, and a check swing foul ball out of play, first base side.
He could talk to some of the pitchers, because most of the guys that are out there are still the same guys that were here on day one, except for Homer Bailey.
Except for Homer Bailey, right? You know, and Mike Owens is on the DL now. But as far as the starting staff, you're absolutely right. There has been little change whatsoever. A little bit of tinkering in the bullpen, but not much there. The main guys are still there.
But the bullpen has been all right. It's just been the starting pitching has not lived up to the expectation that, at least that I thought that it would.
Well, it's absolutely amazing, Cowboy, that early in the season, the first month and a half, was the #1 starting staff in baseball. Number one at the top, and it has just gone downhill from there, as you know.
And I don't see how that can happen. Even with the team that doesn't score runs, it seems like you would buckle your belt even further and even tighter to do even better, so that because you know you're not going to get a whole lot of run support. But yet that hasn't been the case here. It's been a total backwards move.
No improvement. What baffles me, and it happened here again today, the opposition scoring runs in the first inning.
Runner goes, ground ball to Phillips. He steps on the bag, throws to first, gets a double play. That's a nice play by Brandon Phillips, having to concentrate on ranging far to his right, backhanding the ball, finding the bag with his foot, and then turning the double play. The run scores from third to make it 2-0.
And I think that you're exactly right there, Hal. When you watch what is going on with the starting pitchers, whether it's in the first inning or any other inning, and I think it shows up more in the first because it has been just such a dreadful inning for this club. The approach that our starting pitchers take early in the ball game is just throw the ball outside, and that's such a hard place to be perfect with, that you get behind in the count, and when you get behind in the count, you get hammered.
Right. I mean, they've been outscored in the first inning 90-55.
Yep.
And no other inning is even close with the opponent scoring that many runs. And you just wonder, are they getting ready in the bullpen or not? I mean, Aaron Harang last night comes in, gives up 5 innings, 5 runs, and then pitches well the rest of the way.
And meanwhile, on an 0-2 pitch, Cueto throws a breaking ball that Stauffer shoots into center field for a 2-out single.
But in this game, in this day and age, and I feel like a broken record saying this, if you don't come on the inside part of the plate early in the ball game, hitters will sit out and just flip you to death. And that's what's happening right now to Johnny Cueto.
Did you see my quote? And I do a quote of the day every day in the paper in my notes. 2 days ago, I had a quote of the day. I got off the elevator, and there was a janitor standing there pushing his cart. And he looks at me and he says, if you're going to talk to any of the pitchers, tell them to pitch inside. It's part of the game. So well, everybody knows it.
The thing about it is, well, they don't know it, obviously, because they don't do it. And it doesn't have to be a strike in there. It just has to be where you get the ball to the inside part of the plate, so you can't just lean out over.
Right. There's a fly ball to center that'll end the inning. Padres tack on a run. Hal, great seeing you, buddy.
Nice seeing you.
Good to see you.
Okay, bye.
After an inning and a half, Padres lead 2-0.
Taking your point.
Back in the second inning, let's step out for a station ID on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network. Reds come to bat here in the second inning, trailing 2-0. Majestic Athletic, the official uniform supplier to Major League Baseball and the Reds. Don't forget to stop in any of the stadium retail locations to buy authentic collection apparel by Majestic. You can wear the sign items your favorite players wear. And while you're shopping, don't forget to see the new replica jersey from Majestic. If it happens in baseball, it happens in Majestic. Brandon Phillips leading off against Tim Stauffer. Looks at a ball. Brandon at 262, 15 home runs, 67 knocked in. A fastball is outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Stauffer at a 1-2-3 first inning. On mostly cloudy skies, the lights are turned on at Great American Ballpark. We understand rain could be on the way. Hopefully those reports prove to be incorrect. Fastball on the outside corner, knee high, a strike to Brandon Phillips. He's to be followed in the inning by Johnny Gomes and then Edwin Encarnacion. We're expecting a spectacular weather weekend. There's a base hit into center field by Phillips to begin the Reds' second inning. Understand that a lot of this cloud cover we've had at times off and on the last 3 days is expected to blow out of here about midday tomorrow, and it's supposed to be just a beautiful weekend with temperatures in the low 80s.
That would be a beautiful thing.
Reds trailing 2-0. They have their leadoff man aboard. So Johnny Gomes comes up representing the tying run. Gomes with 10 home runs, hit 2 home runs in the series opener. Johnny, a right-handed batter, and a pitch is blown away. Ball 1.
And this is his kind of guy right here, Tom. He doesn't. Stauffer does not have that overpowering fastball that he can throw by Gomes. And if he throws that breaking ball in the strike zone, Katie bar the door.
1-0 the count with Phillips at first, and a breaking ball is off the corner. 2 balls and no strikes on Johnny, who has 5 home runs in his last 8 starts and 8 RBIs in those 5 starts. Gomes waving that bat a couple of times, waiting on Stauffer, who still looks in for the sign. Now okays it with Henry Blanco, and a 2-0 breaking ball. Boy, it was there to hammer, and he fouled it straight back out of play.
That first breaking ball that you see that's up, those eyes get big and your body starts to jump towards it and the hands slow down a little bit. That's the point in time where you got to tell yourself, all right, just wait just a tad longer.
A lot of youngsters here at the ballpark today. A lot of groups from around town. Some out in right center, some out in left center, some up the first base line. All in their same colored, light colored t-shirts. A bunch of them wearing yellow t-shirts out in right center, lime green out in left center, orange in left center as well.
Got their unis on.
It's always great to have the youngsters come out to Great American Ballpark. 2-2 to Johnny Gomes. Brandon Phillips at first. The Reds trailing 2-0. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Stauffer ready, works out of his stretch, and the pitch is right down the middle of fastball, strike 3 call. Gomes had to have been guessing right there.
He was looking for the breaking ball, and he got the fastball, and that couldn't have split the plate in half any more than where it was.
You have been saying for the better part of a week that you believe Edwin Encarnacion is very close to busting loose. I know you and Chris Welsh have talked a lot about that. We're sitting around getting ready for the ball game. There's a swing and a miss by Edwin.
Well, it's like I told you yesterday. He's at 206. There's only one way to go. That's up.
Fastball in the inside corner, strike 2. And Edwin behind, no balls and 2 strikes.
I still think if I was Edwin, I'd get right on top of the plate and jerk everything. It's the ball that's outside. He doesn't hit. And the balls that we've seen him hit out of the ballpark or hit well are balls that are down and in or inside, period.
Pitch off the outside corner, a fastball. It's 1-2 on Encarnacion.
You get up there right on that plate, everything's inside. And then if it's away from you, then you know it's a ball.
One and 2 to Edwin with a runner at first. Brandon Phillips, 1 out. And a fastball away again. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, in the 23 games since Edwin Encarnacion came off the disabled list, he's batting .274 with 4 home runs and 10 runs batted in. Two and 2 on Edwin. Right-handed batting third baseman. A breaking ball is grounded foul up the third base line. San Diego scored in the first, a 1-out walk to Luis Rodriguez. He went to third on a double by Adrian Gonzalez, scored on a sac fly by Kevin Kuzminov. And then in the second inning, back-to-back hits putting him on the corners. A double play ball brought the run in from third. Two and 2 on Encarnacion. Phillips taken off. There's the pitch, ball 3. Throw is into center field. And before it got out there, backing up the throw was his second baseman Rodriguez, who caught it before it landed in the mid of the center fielder. So Brandon Phillips picks up his 17th stolen base of the year.
Phillips had such a good jump on that play off of Stauffer that Henry Blanco threw the ball sidearm. He didn't even have a chance to get on top of the ball. He just grabbed it out of the mitt and tried to just sling it down there.
3 and 2 on Edwin, representing the tying run of the plate. And it's ball 4, just off the outside corner, a fastball. So the Reds have 2 on for Lance Nix. Well, a light rain begins to fall here at Great American Ballpark. Reds trail 2-0 here in the bottom of the second inning, and Lance Nix the batter. Breaking ball is on the inside corner, a called strike.
Well, you can see where the game plan is when you go after Nix. Breaking balls inside, and a young pitcher like Stauffer, he goes right to it right off the bat. First pitch, breaking ball inside, trying to get Nix out.
Bluff throw back to second base. They're playing behind Encarnacion over at first. Phillips out at second, drawing the attention of Stauffer. And the 0-1 to Nix. Fastball in the inside corner, knee high, strike 2.
What Nix likes to do is look for the ball that's out over the plate, step with that front foot towards the plate, and hook the baseball. If it's out over, whether it's up or down, he's going to get out there and basically hit on a hard front leg and pull the ball.
They pound him in with a fastball again, and he fouls back out of play.
And anything that's inside, it's awfully difficult for him to get his hands inside the ball. He really gets around the ball, hooks the ball towards right field. The only ball that he can really stay inside and drive the other way is the fastball that's up.
0-2 on Nix. 2 on, 1 out. And a breaking ball grounded to second, should be 2. The flip to short, throw to first. That's a double play, and that's the end of the second inning. 1 hit, 1 left. We play 2. Padres 2, Reds nothing on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network. American Ballpark as we're set to begin the third. Reds trailing San Diego 2-0. And call the play-by-play, the Cowboy, Jeff Brentley.
Thank you, Tom.
Yes, sir.
Everett Cabrera back to the top of the order for the Padres.
Yes, sir.
That pitch is off the plate away. Actually, this is Rodriguez. Luis Rodriguez.
Yes, sir.
I believe I missed somebody here. Another fastball upstairs, and actually that was a changeup from Cueto. 2 balls and a strike. Rodriguez walked his last time up. Cueto kicks and deals a fastball fouled up and towards the left field seats, and that's where it'll land. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You know, Cowboy, I got to ask you a question. You've talked so much this week over on the television side about preparation, game planning, being ready to face the opponent on any given day by any given starting pitcher. And, you know, I go back to that first inning, and everybody's going to talk about the Adrian Gonzalez double that set up the sac fly by Kuzminov, putting San Diego in front 1-0. But I'll wait till after the pitch.
Breaking ball hit towards Phillips. He'll pick it up as he backs up, and he'll throw on Devano, 1 down.
I don't know if Luis Rodriguez is really a 208 batter. I mean, maybe with more regular playing time, he's a better hitter than that.
But he's 208 right now.
He's 208 right now, and I think most of us that sit here and watch a game that never played the game, you say to yourself, when a guy's hitting 208 and batting in the number 2 hole, you've retired the first batter in the inning, and you know their best 2 hitters are coming up. Why are you throwing 3-2 sliders?
That is as a fastball on the outside corner to Gonzalez. If you're facing a guy like Gonzalez, maybe. But with a guy like Rodriguez with Gonzalez behind him, no way. Fastball popped up to center field. Here comes Hairston. He's in a hurry. And he gets there in time, makes the play, 2 down. The object in this ball game against this lineup is to get the people out that are in front of Adrian Gonzalez and Kuzminov. They're the guys that do the damage. They've done it all year long when this club has scored runs, and I'm talking about the Padres. Adrian Gonzalez has 28 home runs. Why would you not do everything that you could do to keep Everett Cabrera and Luis Rodriguez, or whoever the 1-2 hole may be, off the base paths? A 3-2 slider is foolish.
You know, now somebody would come back to you and say, well, that pitch could have been called a strike. Well, the bottom line is it wasn't.
Well, the bottom line is what is your best pitch to control, to throw over the plate at 3-2? If it's not your fastball, then you shouldn't be starting. This pitch is hit high and deep down the right field line. Over to the edge is Gomes. It'll land in the seats, and it's out of play.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but if you were putting together a pecking order of Johnny Cueto's stuff, slider falls 3rd in line after fastball and changeup. Agreed?
Well, I'm going to give the slider and changeup even value because his slider has gotten that much better. But the fastball is by far his number 1 pitch. There's a breaking ball in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, you had a problem with a pitch sequence and he had back to Kuzminov.
I did. And the problem that we have overall as a starting staff is coming inside, and that does not mean hitting a batter. It means putting the ball right at the batter's hands, where he has to either retreat his hands, or he's got to foul that pitch off, or he swings and snaps his bat in half. That ball hit off the end of the bat after a fastball inside. Threw him a fastball in, then gives him a slider the way, and Kuzminov fouls it off right off the end of the bat. The fastball inside, or any pitch inside for that matter, changes your whole outlook over the plate as a hitter. Breaking ball in the dirt, and he walked him. So with 2 down, Kuzminov heads down to first base. And there's another two out, 3-2 breaking ball, and it ends up in a walk for Johnny Cueto. And here's Chase Headley, a fastball on the outside corner, and that's a strike.
Ready for a little Cincinnati Bell trivia?
I'm always ready. Lay a little of it on me.
Text your answer of A, B, or C to 87538.
This ball ripped into right field. A line drive, one hopper to Gomes, and the Padres now have runners at first and second base.
Again, text your answer of A, B, or C to 87538 for your chance to win a pair of Reds tickets, a $25 Skyline Chili gift card. Brought to you by the new Nokia 5800 exclusively at Cincinnati Bell. Rethink Touchstones. In 1978, the Padres posted a winning record for the first time in franchise history. They were led to this winning mark by a former Reds player. Who was this one-time Red? Was it A, Bob Skinner, B, Roger Craig, C, Don Zimmer?
Throw back down to second base. They got him. Oh, he dropped the baseball. Great throw by Craig Tatum behind the runner at second base, Kuzminoff. And as the ball got to Gonzalez at second base, it looked like the hand of Kuzminoff hit the glove of Gonzalez and knocked the baseball out. I'm going to say, give me those names again, please, Tom.
A, Bob Skinner, B, Roger Craig,
Roger Craig.
Don Zimmer.
Roger Craig.
You're going with Roger Craig.
Yeah, he was my manager out in
Yes,
San Francisco. I believe I got that. Fastball outside corner, 1 ball, 1 strike to Kyle Blanks.
All right, we'll give you a little while to think about that, and we'll have the answer coming up later.
2 outs, runners at first and second base. And Cueto on the mound. He'll come to the set, and the pitch swung and fouled off. Another fastball right in on the hands of Big Kyle Blanks. And it continues to rain here at Great American Ballpark. It's not pouring, but it is starting to get into a steady drizzle.
That's a good word, drizzle.
Drizzle. I like to drizzle my caramel over my ice cream. Breaking ball down and away to Kyle Blanks. That'll run the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 down. All even for the big right fielder for the Padres.
That's not a drizzle. That's a dump.
No.
I mean, you just pour that. That's a pour.
No, I don't pour it. I drizzle it. If you pour it on there, it's not good because caramel will harden as soon as it hits the ice cream. So you've got to drizzle it. If you pour it, you're going to get a bunch of gummy tasting stuff. A jam shot, weakly fouled down the left field line.
How about sauce on your ribs?
Cueto is eating this guy up inside right now. Big man Blanks cannot catch up with the fastball in. What'd you say, sauce on my ribs? I like my sauce on the side. I just look at it while I'm eating. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt, and the count is full. Well, when you know you got a hitter just worn out inside and he just cannot reach the fastball in, why fool with anywhere else? Three balls and 2 strikes, and there it is. Fastball in, swing and a miss, strike 3, and Cueto gets him. Had to try that breaking ball one more time. Got him with the fastball at 3-2. almost got Kevin Kuzminoff, and as a matter of fact, he did have him had Gonzalez come up with the baseball, but instead they did not. First pitch to Tatum is a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike and no balls. Stauffer, the right-hander for the Padres, working quickly. A breaking ball in the dirt. It'll bounce back to the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike. This game is brought to you by Toyota and the full-size Toyota Tundra. Come in for a test drive now and get 2 tickets to an upcoming Reds game. For a dealer near you, visit buyatoyota.com. Fastball down and away by Stauffer. 2 balls and a strike to Craig Tatum. Kicks, he deals. Another fastball downstairs, and Stauffer working quickly, but he's working outside of the strike zone. Tatum with 1 hit here in the big leagues so far, and he hits this one high into the air into short left field. Going back is the shortstop for the Padres, and he'll make the catch, and there's 1 down. Nice play by Everett Cabrera. One out in the inning. A 3-1 pitch there to Tatum, and he got under it just a tad. Here's Johnny Cueto. Cueto can push bunt that ball with the best of them. He'll take a fastball away, and that's a strike. This will be a good day to do it, too, especially with the rain now on this wet field. Have the Padres slip sliding away. Tries to bunt, and he fouls it off the third base dugout. This time it looked as though he was trying to drag bunt instead of the push bunt. Held the bat out there and just popped it up. No balls and 2 strikes to Johnny. Stauffer deals, breaking ball, swing by Cueto. The backside went one way, the bat went the other, and we got 2 down. Swung right through that one. 2 outs in the inning, and we're back to the top of the order, and Jerry Hairston Jr. And Hairston will take his time here getting into the batter's box, especially with Cueto making the 2nd out. You want to make sure you give your pitcher a little bit of time to get back in there and get seated and get himself regrouped and ready to go. Stauffer with a pitch to Hairston. Fastball outside corner, and that's a strike. Continues to drizzle here at Great American Ballpark. The rain coming down just a little bit. Right-hander fastball hit into right field. That's a base hit for Hairston. 2-out knock for the Reds center fielder for the day. And with 2 outs, he's aboard for Alex Gonzalez. Let's pause for station ID here on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network. So here's Alex Gonzalez. Struck out his last time up. Pitch fouled straight back. No balls and a strike. Hairston at first base with 2 outs. And Gonzalez at the plate. Votto waiting on deck if Gonzalez reaches. Stauffer out of the stretch. He checks, he deals, breaking ball up high. 1 ball, 1 strike to Gonzalez. Alex, since coming back, has had a difficult time at the plate. He had all those chips removed out of his elbow, and as far as throwing goes, no problem. He turned to double play last night. Lightning quick. Fastball off the plate away. 2 balls and a strike. But the hardest thing to do in this game is hitting that baseball, and it does not come back easily. You get your timing off even for a second, and it makes it difficult. This ball hit towards right field, going back is Blanks. He just does get there in time. The big man had to put on his running shoes to get that one, but he got back there to make the third out of the inning and retire Gonzalez. 2-0. Padres still on top as we head to 4 on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network. We'll head to the 4th. The grounds crew for Cincinnati Reds out doing a little doctoring on the field, especially around home plate and on the mound. Reds fans, for a great tasting meal and unbeatable value, pick up delicious JTM Philly kits, burgers, or delicious hoagies at your favorite grocer. JTM, food, family, and fun. Cueto so far down by 2. The Padres put single runs on the board back in the first inning, another run in the second inning. Scoreless in the third, and now here they'll come to the plate in the 4th. It'll be the bottom of the order: Will Venable, Henry Blanco, and the pitcher Tim Stauffer. Venable with a single his last time up, right back up the middle. Blanco will follow him. Pitch by Cueto, fastball, a little tardy for the left-handed hitting Venable. Fouled it straight back behind home plate. Reds have 2 hits, Padres have 5. Pitch inside corner, and he misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cueto hitting the inside corner, but it's either down or low. Here's a breaking ball, and it's in through the right side. That's a base hit for Will Venable for the second time this afternoon. Cueto got him a breaking ball. He got it into the heart of the plate. Ball had some good downward movement to it, but Venable just hooked it right through the hole between the second baseman Brandon Phillips and the first baseman Joey Votto. So a leadoff single for the Padres here to start the 4th. Here's Blanco. Swing and a miss. Blanco taking an awfully big hack right there. And I'm not sure if his backswing came around and caught the helmet of Craig Tatum, the catcher for the Reds, or if the ball tipped off the bat during the swing and got him in the mask. But either way, Tatum goes out and takes a moment to gather himself. He talks to the youngster Cueto, and now they're set and ready to go. Blanco at the plate, Venable at first base, And Cueto on the mound. The right-hander deals. Fastball just a tad down. 1 ball, 1 strike to the veteran catching Blanco. Blanco comes into the ball game hitting .212. 0 for 1 this afternoon. Pitch inside, and that's down again. 2-seam fastball there by Cueto. Boy, you just really like to see Cueto grab the 4-seam fastball and just let her rip. We watched Matt Latos do that last night for the San Diego Padres, and he was phenomenal. Pitch off the plate away, and Cueto is getting himself in trouble trying to dance around that strike zone. It's almost if Cueto is trying to make the ball do too much instead of just throwing strikes. 3 balls and 1 strike to Blanco. Here's the pitch. Fastball, and he pops him up into short right field. Here comes Brandon Phillips, makes the catch, and there's 1 down. So the 1 4-seam fastball that Cueto throws comes at a 3-1 count, and he puts Blanco in the book, just flat overpowered him. And it only makes sense that if you can overpower a guy at 3-1, you can overpower him anytime. Now the home plate umpire Jerry Crawford has come into the Reds dugout for some reason. I'm not really sure what that reason would be. But it looks as though he was pointing down the left field line for something. And now he is back in.
Well, everybody's still looking in the dugout.
Talking, doing some kind of talking in the Reds bullpen, or in the Reds dugout. He looked down the left field line, and I don't know if he was conversing with the first base umpire Phil Cuzzy in some kind of umpire talk.
Oh, the home plate umpire had to go in and get his mask fixed. We were all watching the first base umpire, and Jerry Crawford, the home plate umpire, had to go in and get some work done to his mask.
Maybe that's what it was, but he's set and ready to go.
You know, Cowboy, today the Reds on Radio and CincinnatiUSA.com would like to welcome Reds on Radio affiliate WWKU, Bowling Green, Kentucky, for today's game. CincinnatiUSA.com invites you to come for the Reds and stay for even more fun. Your trip begins at CincinnatiUSA.com.
There goes the runner, and the bunt is foul as Tim Stauffer, the pitcher, attempts to sacrifice Will Venable from first to second base. Venable on at first with a leadoff hit. Here's the pitch and the bunt towards first. It's foul. Quickly ahead in the count. 0 balls and 2 strikes is Johnny Cueto. Venable was not on the move there. He waited till the ball got down on the ground, then took off for second base. 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Padres on top 2-0. Pitch. Fastball up high as Stauffer squared around once again with 2 strikes to bunt. Pulled the bat back just in time. And in this situation, you got to have an awful lot of confidence in your pitcher, because if he fouls off the bunt here, he is struck out. Here he comes. Fouls it off. He's out. So Cueto reached back and looked like he almost quick pitched him there and shot that baby right in on his hands. And he fouls it off down the first baseline, and there's 2 down. That'll go down in the books as a strikeout. And we'll go back to the top of the order for Everth Cabrera. So Venable reached to start the inning. His second single of the afternoon through the right side. He is at first base. He has been at first base as Blanco popped out to second. Stauffer struck out trying to bunt. Everett fouls the first pitch he sees down the left field line, and quickly there's no balls and 1 strike.
Check out his town scores, brought to you by Montgomery Inn. Join the in crowd, the Montgomery Inn crowd at Montgomery, the Boathouse, Fort Mitchell, and now open in Dublin, Ohio. In the American League, scoreless. Oakland at Boston in the first inning. Baltimore a 5th inning 1-0 lead over Kansas City.
Boy, that ball was way inside there. Had Everett Cabrera almost tripping over himself trying to get out of the way.
Only 1 game in the National League underway, the first of 2. The Mets pounding Colorado 6-0. Game 2 after that. All the rest of the action starting a little bit later.
Fastball inside, line drive to Joey Votto, makes the catch, and that's it for the Padres. So the Reds are down 2. They got to get something going with that offense. It has been struggling this whole series. 2-0 Pods as we Tim Stauffer throwing shutout baseball so far through 3 innings against the Cincinnati Reds. He will face 3, 4, and 5. That will be Votto, Phillips, and Gomes here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Reds have a couple of hits, a single by Phillips and a single by Hairston. 1 walk so far by Stauffer. That came against Edwin Encarnacion. He struck out Gonzalez, he struck out Gomes, and he struck out the pitcher Cueto. Here's Votto. Swings and hits this breaking ball down the left field line. It's going to be extra bases. Rounding first, headed for 2, and that's a leadoff double for the Reds. Votto with his 17th double of the year. And that's got to make the old boy Joey Votto feel awfully good right now. He's had a difficult time of late getting the bat to the baseball in fair territory. So a double for Votto to lead off the Reds' 4th. Here's Brandon Phillips. Phillips singled right back up the box his first time and immediately stole second base. Takes the first pitch up high. 1 ball, no strikes. Phillips with 15 home runs on the year, tied with Votto. That pitch is down and away. 2 balls and no strikes to Brandon Phillips. 15 home runs, 67 RBIs for the Reds' second baseman. 15 home runs and 16 stolen bases as well. Here's the pitch from Stauffer, lifted deep towards right center field, and the center fielder falls down. Tony Gwynn fell down. The ball one hops the wall. Brandon Phillips is into second base with a double. Votto scores 2-1. Here come the Reds. That is not Tony Gwynn in center field. That is Will Venable. And as soon as the ball came off the bat, he started towards it. Feet came out from under him. The ball hit the warning track. I don't think he could have gotten to the ball anyway. But it took an extra second or two for Blanks to get to the baseball, the right fielder. So that will score Votto all the way from second. Phillips is now at second base, and here's Johnny Gomes, 2-1. Phillips with his 68th RBI, and that's the team leader. Pitch to Gomes, fouled off to the right side, now to play, and he hops up and down out of the batter's box as though he missed that one. Brandon Phillips 2 for 2 on the day, and he will steal third base. Pitch in the dirt, and Blanco blocks it right in front of him. So the Reds have finally gotten on the board. They scored 1 run in last night's ball game, and that was on 1 hit. And that was a home run by Jerry Hairston Jr. That was back in the 4th inning. Pitch to Gomes is down and away. 2 balls and a strike. Phillips at second base with a double and an RBI, bringing home Votto, and he dances around at second base trying to get as much attention from Stauffer as he can, trying to get him out of his game. He turns around and fakes a pick back there. Phillips says he likes to do whatever he can to take the concentration away from the pitcher. There's a fastball upstairs to Gomes. 3 balls and a strike. So Johnny Gomes struck out looking his first time on a fastball right down Broadway. This time it's 3 balls and a strike. The count is in his favor. If it's close, he's going to be hacking. Here's the pitch down in the dirt, and he walked it. A 3-1 breaking ball by Tim Stauffer, and now here comes Darren Balsley, the pitching coach for the San Diego Padres. And he'll come out and have an encouragement session for his pitcher and all the members of the infield. They are all on the mound, ready to break as Balsley heads back towards the dugout. So Edwin Encarnacion will come to the plate. He walked his last time up. He's got runners at first and second. Gomes and Phillips respectively. Phillips with awfully good speed. Base hit. Encarnacion can tie this thing up. Fastball off the plate away. 1 ball and no strikes. Two to 1. Padres are on top. Padres put 1 in the first and 1 in the second on the board. There's a ball down and away. Sinking fastball by the right-hander Stauffer. .25 balls, 34 strikes for the right-hander Tim Stauffer. His next pitch will be number 60. Ground ball foul down the third baseline. Another sinking fastball down and into Encarnacion. Encarnacion in the year 2009 hitting at a 206 clip, but his career with runners in scoring position 292 as he takes a big rip at that one and comes up empty. Reds have a pretty good chance to tie this thing up. Nobody out. Runners at first and second base. Here's the pitch. Grounded to the left side. Kuzmanov on to second, on to first. 5, 4, 3, double play. And boy, is that a rally killer or what? Kuzmanov to Rodriguez to Gonzalez. 2 down. Phillips moves on to third base. Gomes is out. And so is Encarnacion. 2 down for Lance Nix. So if the Reds are to tie it, it'll take a 2-out hit. Nix check swing, and the ball actually hit his bat as the ball came up and in, and it looked as though Nix was trying to guard his face from the baseball as he made contact and sent the ball foul down the third baseline. No balls and a strike. Here's Stauffer. Fastball just a tad inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Darren Bosley, the pitching coach for the Padres, he comes to the mound, and immediately Stauffer gets a double play, and now a ground ball to Rodriguez, and he's out of the inning. So he gets the double play, the ground ball, gives up 1, but not the lead. We will head to 5. Reds 1, Padres 2 on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network. Cueto takes the mound for the 5th inning. He's finally got him a run on the board. It's 2-1. Padres over the Reds. And back for the play-by-play, here's Tom Brenneman.
All righty, Cowboy. 2, 3, and 4 in the batting order under a light rain still at Great American Ballpark. 2 runs, 6 hits, 5 left for San Diego. 1 run, 4 hits, 3 men left on base for the Reds. And Cueto rocks, kicks, and delivers a swing and a foul ball back out of play is strike one. Padres with single runs in the first and second innings. Rodriguez scored one of those runs, the very first run, in fact, when he drew a one-out walk, went to third on a double by Gonzalez. Scored on a sac fly by Kevin Kuzminov. Fastball up and in, up under his chin, a ball and a strike. Cueto wearing the long sleeve red shirt under his red jersey. There's a fastball off the outside edge. And it's 2-1 to Rodriguez. 73 pitches in the game for Johnny Cueto. And we're just starting the fifth inning. Padres have had a runner on every inning. In fact, they've had two or more every inning. There's a base hit. Back up through the middle into center field. A base hit by Rodriguez. That's 7 hits for San Diego through 4+ innings. They put 2 batters on in the first, a total of 3 in the second, 2 with 2 men out in the third, and I beg your pardon, just 1 base runner in the fourth inning after a leadoff single by Venable. A big happy birthday greeting to Philip Maxwell, turning 15 years old today. Came out to the ballpark, I understand, having a great time. So Philip Maxwell, a very, very happy 15th birthday. We hope you're having a great day. Here's Adrian Gonzalez. He's homered in every game in the series, and a rain starting to fall a lot harder now. A lot of the folks who had stayed with it sitting down there in stands have said, well, better find a little bit of cover.
That ball that Rodriguez hit up the middle, it looked as though Phillips was going to attempt to dive for the baseball, and because of the topspin on the ball, as he started to dive, he just stopped. The ball took a monster hop.
Breaking ball inside, and Cueto's fallen behind Adrian Gonzalez at 3 balls and no strikes. Well, the rain coming down a little bit harder. Lights are on. It's a very dark, gloomy day in Cincinnati. There's a fastball strike. Gonzalez taking 3-0, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Leadoff man aboard in the San Diego 5th inning for the Padres in front. 2-1. Gonzalez 28 home runs. And that one lined hard into left field. Lance Nix backing up and in front of the wall, makes a catch shoulder high, and retreating quickly back to first. Rodriguez, 1 away in the inning. Gonzalez tied with Mark Reynolds of the Arizona Diamondbacks, each with 28 home runs, in a second place tie behind the Cardinals' Albert Pujols, who has 34. Pujols had a base hit in the 15th inning last night, giving the Cardinals a win over the Dodgers.
I've been very impressed with the stroke of Adrian Gonzalez. He has a really good idea about what he wants to do and how he wants to attack the pitcher before he ever gets to the plate.
Fastball up and in, ball 1 to Kuzminov.
Because he's had some balls that he has absolutely just driven the other way. I guess he realizes the Reds aren't going to pitch inside very much. He's just going to look away and attack out there.
Swinging a foul ball over the screen, out of play. One and 1 to Kuzminov. Reds beginning play, 10 games under 500, 9 behind the front-running Cardinals, who still lead by a half game in the Central over Chicago. Houston, a game over 500, 3.5 back, and Milwaukee now a game under 500. Boy, the Brewers are reeling. They did win last night, but they dropped 7 of 10. But they're still only 4.5 behind. That's what Dusty Baker was talking about with you today before the game, is it's 1 and 2 on Kuzminov. That, you know, I felt like if his team could have stayed right around the 500 mark, they'd be very much in it. And here you have Houston, 1 game over 500, and the Astros are very much in it at 3.5 back. Slider low and away to Kuzminov, 2 and 2.
And you never say that you're out of it, especially with this many games left to play. But you have to change the way that you're playing the game. And right now, the Reds are not going about it in a way that is going to make anybody think that they're going to be in the hunt.
Jam shot roller down to third. Encarnacion throws to second, and that's all they're going to get. It was a poor throw by Encarnacion. I don't know if they double up Kuzminov, but that throw was to the first base side of the second base bag, and Phillips just had to reach way out to his left to catch it while trying to keep his foot on the bag. Well, it was a missed double play last night that really broke that thing wide open in the 8th inning.
Phillips did a great job just to catch the ball, number one, and an even better job of catching it and keeping at least 1 foot on the bag.
Here's Chase Headley. Let's step out for a station ID on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network. Ball up and in. Left-handed batting left fielder Chase Headley. Padres lead the Reds 2-1. We're in the top of the 5th inning in a light rain in Cincinnati. And the fastball is up and away, but Headley chased it and came up empty. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, he started Headley with a fastball right up underneath his chin. Next pitch out over the plate and up, and Headley not even close to get to it. You see that fastball coming in there around your hands. It's tough to reach him out there on the next pitch.
That one misses down and in with a fastball. 2-1 to Headley. Philadelphia lost last night in Arizona, so the Phillies begin play 6 better than the Florida Marlins. Marlins have won 3 in a row. The Braves have cooled off. They've lost 2 straight. They're 8 back. And out west, the Dodgers 7 better than the Giants, 7.5 better than Colorado. There's strike 2 to Headley. But the Giants still the wild card leaders in the National League, a half game ahead of division rival Colorado.
Boy, that switches just about every day, doesn't it? San Francisco one day, Colorado the next. Are they playing a doubleheader today, Colorado?
Yes, they're getting drilled in the first game. 2-2 pitch. Fouled off out of play.
Maybe they'll be tired when they come in here.
Like to see him burn through a lot of bullpen in that doubleheader today. They're using some today. They're getting beat at last check 5-0. Perhaps the Mets have added to that lead. Two and two on Chase Headley. And there's a high fly ball into right center field. Giving chase is Johnny Gomes. He won't get it. It one hops the wall. On his way to third is Kuzminov. He will score. So again, the inability to turn the double play on a routine one hopper down to third that should have ended the inning allows another batter to come to the plate, and that batter doubles to right center to drive in a run, and the lead is back to 2 for San Diego. It's a 3-1 game.
You know, that just goes back to the same word that we use, it seems like, every single night: execution. And for Edwin Encarnacion, if you're going to hit 202 or 206, whatever it is that he's hitting, he's got to play better defense than that.
Well, there's a pitch that drills Kyle Blanks, the very first pitch in the at-bat. And Bud Black pacing around a little bit in that San Diego dugout with the hands on the hips.
Well, I can tell you, Johnny Cueto is unhappy with what's going on behind him right now, and you can't blame him a bit.
Rain coming down even harder now. Cueto back behind the mound trying to gather his thoughts as pitching coach Dick Pohl will come out for a visit. So a 3-1 ball game. 3 runs, 8 hits for San Diego. 1 run, 4 hits for the Reds. I'd like to remind you, as part of its extra effort program, Ohio Casualty and Safeco Insurance, members of the Liberty Mutual Group, will make a donation to the Cincinnati chapter of the American Red Cross each time the Reds hit a double or a triple. It's the extra effort program from Ohio Casualty and Safeco Insurance and their independent agents. Now a quick visit by Dick Pohl to the mound after the double play ball that really should have been turned by the Reds defense to end this inning didn't occur. Headley followed that with a double to right center to drive in a run. Blanks hit by a pitch, and here comes Will Venable, who's 2 for 2 in a game. Venable a single to center and single to right. Runners at first and second. Votto plays behind the runner at first, and a fastball is blown away. Ball 1 to Venable. Most teams in Major League Baseball, practically all of them, wear gray uniforms on the road. Not the Padres, swinging a foul ball out of play.
What would you call that color?
That is called, they call it officially sand. Like the sandy beaches of San Diego. Their primary colors are blue and sand, and their road unis a mix between what, a beige and probably a gray. Sand.
Well, that's all right.
That's the way it should be. 2-1 the count on Will Venable. Two on, 2 out, 2-1 pitch. High fly ball into left field. Backing up Lance Nix at the wall, looks up. Goodbye. 3-run home run to left field by Will Venable, and that makes it a 6-1 ball game. That's where you see this ballpark at times play so small.
Well, I thought that was a catch. I thought that was just a pop up to left field.
That's what it was.
And that ball gets out of here.
Of course, it plays the same for both sides. So a 3-run home run to left by Venable. That is his second home run since coming to the big leagues. And this has turned into a 4-run San Diego 5th inning. All after the double play the Reds could not turn. Henry Blanco pops it up into short left center. Nix will get it, and the inning is over. What a frustrating inning, and Cueto clearly upset as he walks back to the dugout. 4 runs in the inning. Middle of the 5th, Padres in front 6-1. Still raining, and perhaps raining harder now than it has all day. But they're going to try and play through it. The Reds and Subway restaurants are teaming up to offer you a great deal. It's a $5 Fielder's Choice for a limited time at Subway restaurants. Choose from a $5 footlong sub or a $5 fresh value meal featuring 8 great subs. Either way, you are a winner. Subway. Eat fresh. Well, the grounds crew here does such a spectacular job keeping this field in tip-top condition. Of course, we went a long time without any rain at all. Now we've had Not a ton, but at least a little bit every day for the last 3 or 4 days.
Right.
And getting quite a bit today. We got a lot in a short amount of time yesterday before the skies cleared. It turned into a beautiful night. Craig Tatum, first pitch swinging, base hit center field.
Number 2.
Second major league hit. So Johnny Cueto will be taken down for a pinch hitter, and yet another disappointing start for a Reds starting pitcher. Cueto charged with 6 earned runs, 6 of them in 5 innings. Nine hits allowed. 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, hit a batter. Carlos Fisher throws in the bullpen out beyond the empowered chartered jet sign in left center field. Strike 1 to Drew Sutton, batting 4, Johnny Cueto. I'll tell you one thing, at least a number of these Reds are still doing their part to get involved in our community. The Reds Community Fund, in fact, would like to acknowledge some of the Reds players and coaches for their help this week participating in the Reds Rookie Success League. Carlos Fisher and Adam Rosales were over at Schmidt Field in Cincinnati Monday. Billy Hatcher, Jay Bruce, Paul Yanish spent time at the Warren County franchise at the Mason Sports Park yesterday, or Tuesday rather. Homer Bailey and Craig Tatum spoke to some of the youngsters, the Reds rookie kids at the Reds Hall of Fame and Museum. That was yesterday. And the free character building co-ed program wraps up its summer with a trip to Great American Ballpark this Sunday. That is a wonderful program that the Reds Community Fund has gotten behind full force. And they've gotten tremendous cooperation from just about everybody involved in the organization, including those that put on the uniform every day. 2-2 to Sutton. And a high fly ball into left field will send Headley to the track. He reaches up, makes a catch in front of the wall. Back to first, Tatum, 1 away.
That ball must really be carrying that way, because he didn't hit that ball hardly at all. And that sent Headley almost all the way to the wall just on a routine fly ball to left.
Rain really coming down now. But the umpires obviously aware of the fact that you want to get in a game, prefer to play 9 innings, but you're 2 outs away from getting through 5. And the Reds are trailing 6-1 in this 5th inning. Back to the top of the order, Jerry Hairston Jr. has flied out to right and dropped a single into right. First pitch breaking ball from Tim Stauffer is knee high on the outside corner of strike. Boston in the 3rd inning still leading Oakland 1-0. The Red Sox, well, they almost seemingly by the day drop another game in the American League East to the Yankees. The Yankees have lost twice since the All-Star break. Twice. And Boston went from 4.5 up to now 3.5 back in the last 3 weeks. There's all kinds of talk in Boston about trying to get help offensively, and who would have ever believed that back through the first really 3 months of the year. Here's a base hit into right field by Hairston. That's his 2nd hit today. It'll send Tatum on to 2nd. So the Reds trying to make some noise here in the 5th inning, trailing by 5. There's been talk about the Red Sox trying to get Victor Martinez, the outstanding catcher from the Cleveland Indians.
Well, that's instant offense right there. That's one of, if he's not the best offensive catcher, he's one of the top 2 or 3.
Still talk about the Yankees trying to get a starting pitcher. You know, they have this innings limit they have already put on Jabba Chamberlain before the season ever began. I think they said it was going to be 160 innings. Right. He's already at around 115 and is pitching his best baseball of the season since the All-Star break after having a very shaky first half.
I like watching him throw. He's an emotional kid. He gets out there and he competes. It's fun to watch.
Foul ball over the screen, out of play. I think everybody there, though, would tell you in their heart of hearts that he's going to end up being back in that setup role. Now, whether it's this year or down the road, but they are a better team when he's in that role.
I think so, too.
0-1 the count. Rain coming down. There's a dribbler by Gonzalez up the third baseline. Barehanded by Kuzminov. Throws, and he got it. That's a nice play by Kuzminov, who, when he picked it up with a bare hand, he initially could not find the grip. And while he was stumbling towards the plate, he moved that ball around and had enough time to flip it down there to first in time to get Gonzalez.
That's one of those plays where you say do or die, but because of the fact that you got to the ball so quickly, you have an extra split second to roll that ball in your finger so you can grab a seam and then zip it on to first base.
So now Joey Votto with runners at second and third and 2 out. Votto 1 for 2 in the game, is lined out to left and doubled to left field. He scored the only Reds run when Brandon Phillips doubled behind him in the fourth. Ball 1 to Joey Votto.
Well, it'd be an understatement if you said this was a big at bat in the ball game right here.
Check swing, foul ball, third base side.
Now you see Tim Stauffer not throwing nearly as hard as Johnny Cueto, but yet just that pitch right there inside to Votto keeps him from really leaning out over that plate and trying to drive the ball. I mean, he threw it and hit his bat.
Breaking ball in the dirt there. Rain continues to get a little bit harder, literally by the minute. And you got to believe they get through this inning. And more than likely, unless it lightens up, they may put this baby to a halt for a little while. We'll see. Trying to get through 5, this umpiring crew. Here's a 2-1 to Votto. And a high fly ball should end the inning to left center field. Who wants it? The left fielder, the call and the catch, inning over. So the Reds get a couple of hits. They strand 2. We've played 5. Padres lead 6-1 on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network. The official lawn care company of the Cincinnati Reds and the lawn care folks here at the ballpark. Reds grounds crew, they're out throwing some of that diamond dry around on the wet spots in the infield as it continues to rain. Our good friend Declan Mullen, who keeps us posted on all the happenings weather-wise, said that maybe about 5 more minutes of this heavy stuff and then it will begin to lighten up considerably. You can flip a coin on that.
Boy, they are really putting the diamond dry out on the field, aren't they? Goodness gracious.
Drew Sutton remains in the game. He'll play shortstop. The afternoon is over for Alex Gonzalez. And now on the pitch, rookie right-hander Carlos Fisher.
We saw him in last night's ball game, continuing to work on keeping that ball in the strike zone, both with the fastball and the breaking ball, and slowly but surely starting to figure it out a little bit. 22nd time the youngster will be out there. He's got 28 innings in, only 24 hits. He's just got to get those walks down. He's got 18 walks, and if you're going to pitch in the back end of that bullpen, he ain't walked that many.
He has struck out 25, but you'd like to see that. He's averaging almost a walk per strikeout.
And you really want to see that as a 3-to-1 average. If you strike out 18, you only want to walk 6 or less.
That's pretty good math right there. I mean, you just nailed that 3-to-1 thing right away.
Well, they do teach math.
And Stauffer is hit with the first pitch in the inning, and a warning has been issued to Carlos Fisher and to the Padres dugout.
And Fisher has no idea what is even going on, because the last thing he's trying to do is hit the pitcher with the baseball. And Bud Black is wondering what the heck has just happened right here, and so is Dusty Baker. A little overreaction by Jerry Crawford there, but then again, last thing he wants on a rainy day is a melee.
Oh, the rain is all but stopped. So Doppler, Declan Mullen, so far so good. Fisher delivers, and there's a strike to the leadoff man, Everett Cabrera. Padres with a 6-1 lead, batting in the top of the 6th inning. Reds and the Rockies tomorrow night. Colorado in game 1 of a doubleheader. With the Mets batting in the bottom of the 8th inning, trailing New York 7-0. The game now has gone to the 9th. Cubs and the Astros underway in the final game of that 4-game series. Cubs won the opener. Houston won the second game, and the Cubs blasted them yesterday, beating Mike Hampton 12-0. That ball lined to right, caught by Johnny Gomes. One out here in the 6th inning. Later tonight, the Dodgers in St. Louis. Kuroda against Loesch. Interesting series begins tonight in San Francisco. The first of 4 between the Philadelphia Phillies and the San Francisco Giants. That's a pretty good series. In fact, if the season ended today, that would be the opening round of the National League Division Series. The Giants right now the wild card leaders. The Phillies have the 2nd best record in all the National League.
I wonder if Lincecum is scheduled to pitch in that series.
Mark it down. 4-gamer.
Be a good ball game to watch. Lincecum facing that lineup.
Pitch taken outside. Ball 1, and now ball 2 to Rodriguez. The reason that the Giants would play the Phillies is because you can't play a team inside your own division in the opening round of the playoffs. The Dodgers have the best record in the league. If the season ended today, the Dodgers would play the Cardinals. How about that? There's a base hit into right field off the bat of Rodriguez. That is very interesting indeed. Certainly coincidental. But here you have 2 games tonight that if the season ended today would be the matchups in the National League in the opening round of the playoffs. You'd have the Dodgers in St. Louis, the Phillies and the Giants, only you would flip-flop the venues in each of those series. The Giants and Philly would open in Philly. The Cardinals and Dodgers would open at Dodger Stadium.
How many games did you say Colorado was behind the Giants?
Well, a half game, but they're getting beaten game 1 of a doubleheader, so it'll be a game here in about 10 minutes. Pitch taken high, ball 1 to Adrian Gonzalez. Over in the American League, don't look now, but a team that has just had an unbelievable year when you consider the injuries that have hit the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Most of this year they have been missing 3/5 of their rotation. At times they've been missing 4/5 of their rotation. They haven't had Torrey Hunter for a while. Vladimir Guerrero, not nearly the same player that he's been throughout his entire career. They are 20 games over 500. Here's a 1-1 to Gonzalez, swing and a miss. And they're only 2 games away from having, technically a game and a half away, from having the best record in the American League. For that matter, the best record in Major League Baseball.
If Mike Scioscia was managing on the East Coast, he would win Manager of the Year every year. That's how good he is. The man knows the game. He knows pitching. When you have the both of those conquered from the managerial standpoint, you can walk the dog, and that's what they do.
Up and away to Gonzalez. I still maintain, and you'll get people that'll argue with you, but if you're talking about the Major League club, the ballpark, all the way down through their minor leagues producing talent, for my money, it's the best franchise in baseball today. They don't win the World Series every year. They're getting to the playoffs every year. There's a swing and a miss by Gonzalez. Good hard pitch down and in for the second out of the inning. But I mean, the way that they're putting together their farm system. We visited with Mike Scioscia last year about how every player, doesn't matter if you're Brandon Wood hitting 50 home runs in the minor leagues and you're back 4th in the lineup, you're asked to put down at least 3 to 5 sacrifice bunts a year. You're asked to put down at least 1 suicide squeeze a year. You have to be a runner at third for 1 suicide squeeze a year. I mean, all those little things, because a guy like Brandon Wood, who hit 52 home runs in the minor leagues, when he's brought up to the Major League club, he might be batting 7th, 8th, or 9th in their lineup, and they may need him to put down a bunt, and he better be able to do it. You have a lot of organizations that have guys play 5 years in the minors, and they've never had a sacrifice bunt. Swinging a foul ball out of play.
And wouldn't know how to do it if they were asked to.
They ask their players X number of times to play hit and run as both a batter and a runner. They do not ask the batter in hit and run situations to hit to the hole where the middle infielder is covering. All they ask the guy to do is hit the ball as hard as you can.
Hit it on the ground.
1-1 to Kevin Kuzmanov. 2 on. Ground ball to short, fielded by Sutton. He'll throw to Phillips at second for the force out. That'll end the inning. So after a shaky start, a nice recovery by Carlos Fisher. Reds come to bat in the bottom of the 6th inning, trailing the Padres 6-1. game being brought to you in part by Kroger. At Kroger, you'll find fantastic savings on all your favorite products. Aisle after aisle of yellow tags means savings have never been easier to find. Check out the savings yourself at Kroger. Reds come to bat in the last of the 6th inning against Tim Stauffer. Trailing 6-1, 6 runs, 10 hits, 7 men left on base for the Padres. 1 run, 6 hits, no errors, 5 left for the Reds. Johnny Cueto, 5 innings, 9 hits, 6 earned runs allowed. Has already been lifted from the game. Reds have Brandon Phillips, Johnny Gomes, and Edwin Encarnacion coming up.
With a whole lot of ground to make up.
Brandon Phillips, a perfect 2 for 2 today. A single, stolen a base, knocked in a run with a double to right center. His ball 1 high. Milwaukee and the Nationals wrapping up their series today. No score in the bottom of the 2nd inning in Milwaukee. High pop up off the end of the bat to shallow center field. Easy play for Venable. 1 away. Tip of the cap to Declan Mullen, who comes out of his recent slump by telling us a little while ago that rain would only stick around for about 5 more minutes and then the skies would begin to clear. And he is right on the nose, at least this time.
Did you say recent slump?
Yes, he has had a bad season.
Oh, goodness.
I mean, a rough year.
No free passes.
None. I mean, if they put statistics on the back of a bubblegum card for Declan Mullen, you could say he's had a stellar career, an outstanding career. But 09, just not his season. Pitch taken off the outside corner. I love beating up Declan.
You're so bad.
He's my man. 2-0 the count. Swinging a foul ball over the screen, out of play. Declan runs a tight ship around this entire ballpark. He's got a great group of folks that work for him each and every day. But a meteorologist he is not, despite the fact that he sends out very early in the morning every single day to people like my dad. Cowboy, I don't know if you were on that email list or that text list.
No, I'm down the
I thank the Lord each and every day for, among other things, that I am not on that list of his tired forecast. 2-2 to Johnny Gomes. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Gomes retired to start the Reds' 6th inning, or for the 2nd out, I beg your pardon, in the inning. 4 strikeout for Stauffer.
It's amazing what Darren Balsley, the pitching coach for the Padres, has been able to do with so little. He's got Tim Stauffer on the mound, making his 3rd start of 2009. Latos last night making his 2nd start of 2009. And they're throwing gems. But they throw strikes. The guys don't walk people. Throw strikes, keep the ball down, change speeds inside every once in a while.
Foul on a play first base side by Edwin Encarnacion. He has one of the bigger at bats in this game for the Reds. After they had made it 2-1 and had runners at first and second with nobody out in the 4th, Encarnacion bounced into a double play, and then a ground out by Nix prevented the Reds from busting out a big inning. Fouled out of play.
But the throw that he made offline to Brandon Phillips at second base that led to, I guess, the 4 runs there in the 5th, that was a hammer.
Off the end of the bat, a pop up in the shallow center field, and that'll end the inning. 1-2-3 go the Reds. We go to the 7th. Padres 6, Reds 1 on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network. chef himself, the Cowboy, Jeff Brentley.
Thank you, Tom.
Yes, sir.
Carlos Fisher is on the mound, facing Chase Headley to start things off here in the top of the 7th inning. First pitch is a fastball up and away, and that's a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Scored a 6th inning for the right-hander Fisher, and he'll try to do the same here. That pitch fouled off behind home plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fisher has continued to get better and better as time has moved on here in this 2009 season. Right-hander sinks a fastball off the plate away. 2 balls and a strike. Headley 2 for 3 this afternoon, a single and a double, and he has scored a run. Pitch, breaking ball down and in, and he takes the feet out from under Chase Headley. Fisher has a good breaking ball, curveball as well as slider. We saw him throw the slider to Adrian Gonzalez back in the 6th to strike him out. And he's also got that sharp breaking curveball and a fastball at about 93. And that fastball is upstairs, and he's walked the leadoff hitter. And that is the part of the game of Carlos Fisher that he has got to extricate. Pitching out of the bullpen at this level, the walks will absolutely kill you, and he's got way too many of them. And doesn't need to have them. I mean, he's got good control and good stuff. He just tries to be a little bit too perfect. Fastball way upstairs to Cal Blanks, and he overthrew that ball as he fell off the side of the mound. When you're a pitcher on the mound, you really don't even have to look at the hitter. Just find the mitt, make your pitch, go on to the next one. Breaking ball way off the plate away. 2 balls and no strikes, and you can see it in Carlos Fisher, just in his body mechanics, that he's facing a big time youngster in Kyle Blanks. Big hitter, but he can't catch up with the ball inside. But you're not going to see that here because Fisher is overthrowing every pitch. And he's worried about giving up the long ball to Fisher. Can't worry about the names on the back of the jerseys. You just got to get them out. And he walked him on 4 consecutive pitches. And you can see that coming right away as Fisher saw Blanks come to the plate, and he is not a man that's easily missed at 6'6", 285. Looks like an NFL defensive end, maybe bigger. So runners at first and second base, nobody out for Will Venable. First pitch is a breaking ball, and it spins up high. 1 ball and no strikes. And out to the mound is coming Dick Pohl. And Fisher has got to get himself under control, or this game will be more out of reach than it already is right now. It is 6-1. The Padres are on top of the Reds at this point. It was a 2-0 ball game early, then 2-1 as the Reds scored a run in the 4th, and then boy, did it break loose in the 5th as the Padres put 4 runs on the board after the Reds had a double play ball. And Encarnacion made a wild throw to second base. Next batter gets hit. Actually, the next batter doubled. The batter after that gets hit, and then Will Venable a 3-run home run. And that was virtually the end of Johnny Cueto's afternoon. 1 ball and a strike. Here's the pitch. Fastball upstairs, a swing and a miss by Venable. Looked like he tried to get out there a little early on that one, and he swung right through it. Evens up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Runners at first and second. Fisher with the hold. He kicks, he deals. Fastball again up high. And Fisher is underneath just about each pitch he lets loose. Got to keep that weight back and really pitch off that backside. You get going forward too soon, the elbow drops, you get under the baseball, and it starts to sail on you. Pitch, breaking ball, pulled foul down the right field side, just off the end of the tarp down, just past the first base dugout. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A whole lot of action down in the Padre bullpen. Mike Ekstrom and Luke Gregerson warming up as we start to get down toward the pitcher spot in the Padre lineup. Fisher deals. Breaking ball hit up the middle. That's a base hit. Coming around third, and he's going to score. That'll be Chase Headley. It's 7-1 Padres. So Venable is now 4 for 4 on the day. He had 2 singles to start the ball game, a 3-run home run, and now here he's got an RBI single in the 7th. He's got 4 RBIs on the day and 4 for 4. So a heck of a day for Will Venable. Seven to nothing. Blanco swings and misses at a breaking ball down and away, and Blanco looking for the fastball there. He got the breaking ball, but he took a hack of mighty proportions anyway. Blanco hitless on the afternoon. Right-handed hitting catcher stands in. Here's the pitch by Fisher, a breaking ball downstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Daniel Ray Herrera warming up down in the Reds bullpen. And he has been a joy to watch this year for the Reds. The diminutive left-hander comes into the ball game, and he has a pretty good idea about what's going on. Doesn't throw much over the 85-mile-an-hour mark, but he can flat get people out. That pitch was a strike by the right-hander Fisher. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to the catcher Blanco. Nobody out in the inning. Padres have already put 1 on the board. They got runners at first and second base. Fisher deals. Breaking ball way outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, you'd almost think that Fisher didn't know he was going back out there. He is all over the place. Not the same guy we saw in the 6th inning, that's for sure. He comes to the set. He checks the runner once, twice. Here's a pitch. Fastball down. Right over the heart of the plate, but about ankle high. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Blanco. Blanco hitting .212. Blanco at .212, Venable at .24, Blank's .215. They're wearing the Reds out. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got the fastball upstairs. Blanco swings at ball 4, but that's the first out here for the Reds in the 7th. So that will bring to the plate Tim Stauffer. He'll hit for himself. He got hit by a pitch his last time up. Here's the pitch as he squares around the bunt. He almost gets hit again as that ball goes all the way to the backstop. He squared around the bunt, and the ball sailed up and in. He had to bail out of the way. The ball was headed right towards his forehead, and as he bailed out of the way, the ball hit off the catcher's mitt of Tatum and goes all the way to the backstop. And this pitch is fouled off to the right side. Now to play. Both runners have moved up on the wild pitch. That puts Blanks over at third base, and Venable is down at second. Infield in, breaking ball off the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. We've gone from sunny to overcast to pouring down rain and dark clouds, and now we're back to sunshine and partly cloudy. Pitch up and in. Carlos Fisher is everywhere but in the strike zone. 3 balls and a strike for the right-hander for the Reds. The Reds playing in on the infield, trying to cut down the run at home plate. They're down by 6, 7-1. 3-1 delivery. Swing and a miss. It does not appear that Stauffer has swung the bat a whole lot. The ball was in the mitt before he even started to bail out towards third. Right-hander Fisher with a pitch. Fastball down and away, and he struck him out. 2 down. And back to the top of the order for Everett Cabrera. Cabrera struck out back in the first inning to lead off the ball game against Johnny Cueto on a slider that was down and in. He has also lined out Devato at first base on a bullet right on top of the bag. And he's also lined out to right field as he sent Johnny Gomes running towards the right field line. Here's the first pitch, a breaking ball up high and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Reds pitchers have an awfully difficult time getting ahead in the count. And to win at this level, you got to pitch ahead in the count. Here's the 1-0. Popped up to the left side, now to play. 1 ball and 1 strike to Cabrera. And he has been a one-man wrecking crew against the Reds so far. A couple of hits last night, a single and a double. 3 hits the night before. And a home run and a triple the night before that. He turns and fouls this ball off the first base dugout screen. And Fisher has jumped ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Infield is all the way back on the grass now. The outer grass, that is. They're all playing back with 2 down. Trying to get the speedy Cabrera. Let me tell you something. This cat can turn it on. Reminds me of Rafael Furcal. Pitch. Breaking ball, and he got him. Tried to emergency swing, and that one snapped right in there for strike 3. He'll catch him looking. But the Padres add another run to the board. It's 7-1 over the Reds as we head to the bottom of 7 on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network. gets ready to start things off for the Reds here in the bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch from Tim Stauffer, the starter, and he's still in the ball game for the Padres. He has held the Reds to 6 hits and 1 run. On the flip side, the Padres are up by 6. They've got 7 tallies on the board, 4 coming in the 5th. 2 balls and no strikes to Lance Nix. Two-0 swing, popped up to third base, 1 out. Seems like on a 2-0 swing, you would want to swing hard enough to hit the ball in the river if you got a pitch that you like, and if you didn't, then you just take it. You wouldn't want to swing at a pitch that hits just right above your knuckles. There's a breaking ball for the first pitch to Craig Tatum. He's 1 for 2 today. Got his 2nd major league hit his last time up. Fastball, he checks his swing and fouls it off right behind home plate. No balls and 2 strikes on the right-handed hitting rookie catcher. After losing Ramon Hernandez to knee surgery, the Reds have 2 rookie catchers. Pitch. Line drive center field. It'll be 3 hits for the young man. 2 for 3 on the day. Got his first major league hit last night, and he's getting 2 hits today. Craig Tatum. So he's aboard with 1 out, and here's Sutton. Sutton hitting from the left side. First pitch from Stauffer is downstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Sutton pinch hit back in the 5th inning and stayed in the ball game to play shortstop. Pops this ball up to the third base side. Kuzmanov makes the catch. He's been busy in the pop fly territory today. 2 down. So that'll roll it back over to the top of the order, and that'll bring Jerry Hairston Jr. to the plate. And if he reaches, that'll put a pinch hitter on the board for the Reds. And on deck right now is Adam Rosales. Looks to be the man that Dusty Baker will go to in the pitcher spot if Hairston reaches. Hairston's got a couple of hits today. Flied out to right field his first time, and 2 singles since. First pitch is inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Jerry Hairston Jr. hadn't gotten a whole lot of playing time since Encarnacion was back. Gonzalez was back. That pitch outside, that's a ball. He had played a lot of shortstop and a lot of third base earlier in the season. As a matter of fact, he had the third most at bats on the ball club coming into today. And now that Gonzalez and Encarnacion are back, his playing time has been diminished by quite a bit. 3 balls and no strikes. Stauffer completely outside at this at bat, and here's the pitch. That's a fastball right down Broadway. Strike 1. Three balls and a strike to Jerry Hairston Jr. Stauffer will come to the set. Here's the pitch. Fastball hit high and deep into left field, but moving over to make the catch. Here's Headley, and they'll put him in the books. A single by Tatum is the only thing the Reds get here in the 7th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 7-1. Padres on top as we head to 8 on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network.
Jeff Weiler Automotive Family Kiss Cam at the ballpark. Let's step out for a station ID on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network. Go ahead, Cowboy.
Now you go ahead.
I didn't mean to jumpstart you there.
That's all right. Here's Tom.
Thanks, Cowboy. Luis Rodriguez bats, first pitch swinging, slow roller up the third base line. Encarnacion bare hands throws and got him. Nice play by Edwin. You have certainly talked about how up until today he certainly has not dragged his offensive woes by and large into the field. That's a nice play. Giannis in the game to play shortstop, and now pitching for the Reds. You talked about him while he was warming up, Cowboy. The rookie left-hander Daniel Ray Herrera now on the mound. He delivers strike one to Adrian Gonzalez.
He's got great confidence. If everyone could take the confidence of this young man and have that in their stuff and the way that they pitch, I mean, you could just watch the way that he delivers the baseball and his moxie, his intestinal fortitude on the mound, and just the way he changes speeds. He throws strikes, but he changes speeds in the strike zone.
Reds trailing 7-1 as the Padres bat in the 8th inning. Here's a breaking ball away from Gonzalez, who's 1 for 4 today and an RBI double in the first inning. Or I beg your pardon, had a double in the first inning. The RBI was by Kuzmanov. Gonzalez has homered in every game in this series until today. Swing and a miss, fooled badly on a breaking ball. 2-2. Carlos Fisher walks 2 more batters in his 2 innings, hits a batter, allows 2 hits, a run, struck out 4. In relief of Johnny Cueto, gave up the first 6 San Diego runs of the day. 2-2 to Gonzalez, and that screwball is down in the dirt. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Now he'll come back with that screwball and he'll throw it for a strike.
All right, we're working on something for the Cowboy now. We learned in between innings that Jeff's wife is coming into town and he's trying to figure out a couple of things to go do. I'd asked him, about going on a hike or something along those lines, something, outdoorsy, nature-esque like, and he said, no, maybe not that. And there is that screwball, by the way, for a strike that's rolled over for a foul ball. And one thing that came out of your mouth, and I thought to myself, well, here in the final 2 innings, if we throw out the Reds email right here to the booth, redsonradio@reds.com. That's redsonradio@reds.com. I don't know if there's anybody out there that has a boat that they rent out, or that they would just like to loan to the Cowboy for a few hours tomorrow during the day. There's ball 4, 2 Gonzalez. He draws a 1-out walk. If you do, I think the Cowboy, you'd like to take a little spin out on the Ohio River tomorrow. So perhaps somebody listening right now would be able to steer you in the right direction. That's redsonradio@reds.com. Anybody that might know somebody, or perhaps you are that somebody that wouldn't mind loaning your boat tomorrow. The Cowboy, you can take off your cowboy hat and your boots and put on some topsiders and one of those captain's hat and get out on the Ohio River tomorrow. It's supposed to be a beautiful day. Right around noon, everything's supposed to clear up.
Can you wear your cowboy hat on a boat?
Well, you could, but you look sort of silly. There's a ground ball to short. Giannis to second. Phillips turns it. That's a double play to end the inning. So again, Reds on Radio at reds.com. Contact the Cowboy and let him know how to contact you and get out on the open seas, or at least the open river. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Reds trail the Padres 7-1. Bottom of the 8th inning, trailing the San Diego Padres by a count of 7-1. Joe Thatcher, a left-hander, takes over on the mound. He's their only left-hander out of their bullpen, replacing Tim Stauffer. So here in back-to-back games, you have a young prospect, highly touted prospect who looked like it last night, Matt Latos. 7 innings of 1-hit, 1-run baseball. You have a 27-year-old who's been up and down, bullpen, starting rotation, major leagues, minor leagues. The very next day in Stauffer, 7 innings, 7 hits, also 1 run. 0-2 to Paul Giannis, leading off the Reds' 8th inning. Giannis batting for the first time today. 232 batter. He takes outside for ball 1. San Diego 1 in the first, 1 in the second. Reds got a run in the 4th. San Diego a 4-run 5th, tacked on a run in the 7th. Reds bat in the bottom of the 8th. Bright sunshine in the skies overhead.
That's amazing. The weather has just been full circle today.
Francisco Cordero, the Reds closing, getting loose in the bullpen. We have not seen him since the series opener, and he nailed down the victory in the opening game of this homestand, 6-4, in relief of Homer Bailey. Swing and a miss by Giannis. He's gone on strikes. 1 away in the Reds' 8th. So again, to repeat, anyone who might want to help out the Cowboy and let him either borrow your boat or, you know, maybe you know somebody who has a boat that he could call and take his wife out. Maybe on a little cruise up and down the Ohio River. We'd love to hear from you on Reds on Radio at Reds.com. Breaking ball down and in ball one. Cowboy, if you went out on the open seas, well, I mean, at least the river, let's put it that way. You bring a little candlelight dinner along with you for you and Ash, or you think that you just saddle up with a bucket of chicken and some fixings, and that's enough?
I'm more of a bucket of chicken guy. If I get candlelight, I might burn the boat up.
Fly ball by Votto, straight away center. And Venable back to get it. 2 away in the Reds' 8th inning. So you get a bucket of chicken. So for you and Ashley, you probably only need about, I mean, she's a light eater. She's very petite, takes good care of herself. So between the two of you, you probably only need about like probably a 6-piece dinner, something like that.
6? That's a snack for me. I can give her a couple of bites of one of my pieces. Give me a bucket.
Brandon Phillips takes up and away, ball one. What would you get then? About a 10-12 piece?
At least. A couple of pints of mashed potatoes and gravy.
Fastball in there, strike, 1-1. You get those biscuits.
See, the thing about it is when I'm eating chicken, I'm grazing. I'm kind of coming in there, hit it hard, walk around, come back in. Yeah,
walk around the boat.
Walk around, kind of get, you know, feel the wind in your face and stuff, and then go back and hit it again.
Popped up in the foul ground. And Gonzalez makes a running catch, and that'll retire the side. 1-2-3. We go to the 9th inning at Great American Ballpark, where the Padres lead the Reds 7-1 on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network. Reds are trailing 7-1. It's not been a pretty day on the field, but I got to give it up to some of you people that are listening to this ball game right now. Some of these emails are absolutely priceless about Jeff Brantley and getting a boat tomorrow. One comes in, says, can the Cowboy float with a belly full of chicken wings? He might be able to use a pizza box as a flotation device. Another says, I have a really nice canoe that he can use with padded seats. He can swing by UDF and get 30 dips of ice cream, and off they go. One fella says you could always take a ride on the duck boat over at the Newport on the levee. A fella from down in Louisville says you can borrow his boat if you don't mind driving on down. Hey, now, Eric Woodruff just sent one in and says, didn't the Cowboy win a boat and give it away to charity a few years back?
I did. How did he know that?
Well, you talked about that on the air before.
Have I?
2-0 the count on Chase Headley.
I did.
How about a hillbilly boat? This comes from Austin. A hillbilly boat. 4 big truck tires, a sheet of marine grade plywood. You screw the wood into the tire and cap it with a bolt. You decorate your finest sheet, which you can double as a sail if you stray too far from the banks of the Ohio. That's suggesting coming from Austin in Martin, Kentucky.
What do you call it? The hillbilly boat?
Oh, man. Oh, boy. There's ball 4 to Chase Headley leading off the inning. Those are 2 blank pages there. You'd still use them. I mean, we have got some very creative folks that listen to these ball games on a daily basis. There's one I can't read on the air, but I got to tell you, it's about as good as it gets. So a leadoff walk to Chase Headley here in the San Diego 9th inning by Francisco Cordero. Obviously just on to try and stay sharp or get sharp.
Well, there hasn't been but one save opportunity for him to be in the ball game. It seems like in the last 2.5 weeks. You like those emails?
I tell you, this one from this guy is about as good as it gets. I mean, wow. High fly ball in the short right field off the bat of Kyle Blanks. Coming in to get it is Johnny Gomes. And that's the first out here in the San Diego 9th inning. Another fellow just wrote in and said, you know, forget about going out on the river. Why don't you just go out and do a little cow tipping? They've got the Butler County Fair, which begins on Friday.
Cow tipping is illegal.
Well, there's a beautiful boat cruising up and down the river right now. Has your name written all over it? Well, apparently not. They're going towards Indiana. Here's Will Venable, swing and a miss.
I don't know that Ash would go for the boat deck anyway.
No. You can't tell me that now after I've gone on the air. And
she might, but there's no guarantees.
Fastball outside, 1-1 to Venable, who's had the best day of his young major league career.
Boy,
3 singles, a home run, 4 RBIs. Of course, his daddy played right here in Cincinnati for a while. Max Venable, that one jerk foul down the right field line, hit a ton, but foul. Now, you know that duck boat somebody suggested to you. There's a straightaway center field shot. Backing up Jerry Hairston Jr. The warning track, he'll haul it in for out number 2. You know, those duck boats are the ones you see driving around town.
Right.
Where they can drive up and down the road.
But they can also go in the water.
They can also go in the water.
Amphibious.
Very nice. Those things are sweet. You can bring a bucket of chicken on one of those.
No, I'd have to share.
We'll bring a couple. 2 away in the inning. Swing and a miss by Henry Blanco.
I mean, I don't mind sharing, but you got a lot of people on there. I might not have enough. You want to get on someplace you don't have enough food.
You're right about that. 0-1 the count on Henry Blanco. Swing and a miss again on that slider down and away. Strike 2. Cordero trying to put the Padres away in the 9th inning and give his team a shot in the bottom of the 9th, trailing 7-1.
Heck, the way things are right now with the weather, Ashley may still be in South Carolina stuck.
Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will retire the side. Reds bat last of the 9th, trailing San Diego 7-1.
Brad Paul.
And we begin with Mr. Officer Rich Burkhart from the Hamilton Police Department. We appreciate him taking a minute to shoot over this email. He says, hey, Tom, we're providing the colors for Hamilton night tomorrow night at the ballpark. We talked about that earlier today. Giving the keys to the city to Hamilton natives Aaron Cook and manager Jim Tracy. He says, I will take the Cowboy back to Hamilton for a trip down the Great Miami River. How about that?
Pretty cool.
That's very, very nice. So you have that offer on the table. That would be a nighttime excursion. This one comes from Richard in Indian Hill. On the ground to the second baseman. And Rodriguez throws out Johnny Gomes, leading off the Reds' ninth inning. Reds are down 7-1. Richard from Indian Hill. We have heard from him regularly in the past, especially with Tracy Jones on extra innings. He says, Cowboy, you are more than welcome to use my yacht anytime. You can either fly down to Palm Beach and use it this weekend, or I can have it taken around the Keys, up the Mississippi River, up the Ohio, so you can use it here in Cincinnati. The choice is yours. He also has his own captain and chef, so you and your wife can enjoy things first class. Best wishes, Richard from Indian Hill.
Nice dude.
Very nice. Ground ball into right field. That's a base hit for Edwin Encarnacion. The Reds have a one-out base runner here in the bottom of the ninth inning.
Some good folks in this area, you know.
They really are. New pitcher, by the way, here in the bottom of the ninth for the Padres. We saw him last night, Mike Ekstrom. We're just trying to keep it light up here, Cowboy. You know what I mean? When you're going through the times the Reds are going through right now, you got to try and lighten the mood a little bit.
Yes, you do, my friend. Yes, you do.
Fastball away to Lance Nix. 1 ball, no strikes to Nix. A hitless day for him.
And I don't care what kind of club you have, it's up and down all year long. Everybody thinks that the grass is greener on the other side. It's not always that way.
Although it's greener in a few spots where you'd like to be right now.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that. I mean, there's some teams that are playing very well, but they've had their ups and downs too.
Yep.
There's still a lot of season left. I mean, 62 games is a lot of games.
2-0 on Lance Nix, and the fastball is off the outside corner from Ekstrom. Stauffer stands to win it. Cueto stands to lose it. Reds are down 7-1 with 1 out, 1 on here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Fastball up and away, and it's a 4-pitch walk to Lance Nix. Of course, the Reds in a series opener only had 5 hits in the game, but 4 of them they hit in the seats. And are out to that 6-4 win. But boy, the hits have been few and far between since that series opener. 2 runs and 6 hits in game 2. 1 run, 1 hit last night. 1 run, 8 hits here today. Two on for Craig Tatum. He's had a nice day today. 3 at bats, 2 hits. Tatum down a strike. Adam Rosales in the on deck circle. And that one bounces up there to even account of the ball and a strike. Runner's going to stay put on that pitch in the dirt. It's very nice. The Reds remind on the scoreboard out there about being safe in the sun, and we talk about this from time to time and how dangerous the sun rays can be on your body. Lord knows I've had a lot of stuff hacked off of me here. Just saw Dr. Lucky a couple of weeks ago, and it wasn't a very pleasant journey.
Well, you just don't ever know. I can remember when Kurt Schilling's wife, Chandra, had the skin cancer, and she had no idea. I mean, it was just a routine checkup, and thank God that she had it done, because she would have never known.
But I never knew that here at Great American Ballpark, there is sunscreen available free of charge all game, every game. on every level of the stadium. I just learned that by when they posted that message up on the board in left center field. That's very, very nice. That's a great idea. Fastball in the outside corner, strike 3 called, and the Reds are down to their final out. Yeah, in fact, you know, Shauna Schilling has started a program in Arizona where, of course, the sun shines basically 365 days a year, where she put together a foundation that builds those coverings over parks all over the state of Arizona, so that when kids go outside to play in the parks, there is shade over top of those parks. It's a great idea.
Yeah, especially for the kids. I mean, their skin is so sensitive anyway. You can't keep an SPF 50 on them.
Swinging a foul ball off to the first base side out of play. Strike 1 to the pinch hitter Adam Rosales. You know, I kept thinking the last few days as all these rumors were starting about this pitcher, that pitcher being traded. I wonder if anybody picked up the phone and just called Church Schilling and said, "Hey, how you doing? Any itch at all to try and come back and go get him for one final run here for about the last 3 months of a baseball season?" Found out a play, strike 2 to Adam Rosales.
Well, I think that if he could have, I think he would have made some contact, starting with the Red Sox. But the shoulder injury that he had, I really don't know that it was going to allow him to come back with any proficiency at all.
Breaking ball away to Rosales, 1-2.
It's almost to the point this day and age, and what we know medically about the shoulder and the elbow and the throwing mechanism as it is on your arm. You have an elbow, you'd much rather have an elbow injury than a shoulder injury.
Breaking ball away, 2-2 to Rosales. Amy and Al from Frankfort, Kentucky would like to know, Jeff, is it appropriate to wear a short sleeve dress shirt if it's on a boat? Here's the 2-2, popped up in a deep left center field. That ball's going to carry out to the wall and over the wall. Wow, when it left his bat, it didn't look like it had that kind of juice on it. But apparently he squared that ball up better than it looked like initially. And it's a 3-run home run by Adam Rosales to left center field to make it a 7-4 game.
How about that sprint around the bases? He almost caught Johnny Gomes. They tagged home plate. Boom, boom.
Did you think that ball was hit that well?
No. And I didn't think the ball that Venable hit that well. I thought it was going to be caught, and then it just jumped up and was gone.
Wow, that fooled me badly. So 7-4, but the Reds are still down to their final out. Three-run home run by Adam Rosales. Good for him. Such a likable young man. Jerry Hairston Jr. has 2 hits and 4 at-bats. He looks at strike 1 on the outside corner. Ekstrom delivers, swung on and missed.
Not only did he come in and hit a home run, a pitch hit home run at that. That's not the easiest thing in the world to do.
That home run traveled 414 feet. This tale of the tape, a service of Grand Victoria Casino and Rising Sun. Take your fun a little bit further. 0-2 the count, and just off the outside corner, 1-2 to Hairston. For those that have stayed around, seen the Reds come alive late with 3 runs here in the 9th inning in the pitch. Check swing and a foul ball out of play. Boy, the Cubs are pounding Houston again. 8-3, and it's only the bottom of the 3rd inning. You mentioned that pinch hit home run by Rosales, the first of his rookie major league season. 1-2 on Jerry Hairston Jr. And a check swing on a breaking ball. They appeal, and he did not go around. So the count stands at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Reds in Colorado tee it up tomorrow night, the opener of a 3-game series. Still waiting for the official announcement on the Red starter tomorrow. Two and 2 on Jerry Hairston Jr. And there's ball 3, low and away.
Who do you think it'll be tomorrow? Maloney? Or do you think it'll be
Lear?
Lear.
3-2. Ground ball down to Kuzminov. He gloves to his left, throws in time, and that's the old ball game. So the San Diego Padres lost the opening game of this 4-game series. They rip off wins in the next 3. The final today is 7-4. We're back with more on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network.